Hello folks, I'm here with Bill Maher today with the Occupy Wall Street movement. Bill, could you give us your assessment on the movement?
The polls keep showing that the people are behind the Occupy Wall Street movement. Yes, that will move the politicians eventually.
Even though they've been bought and paid for?
Well, they've been bought and paid for, but they also want to keep their jobs.
Yep.
And we vote.
But what?
We can't not compost.
Public elections. I was just saying to my friend not 5 minutes ago, we need public elections. Of course, we got to get the money out of politics.
Do you think that could be or should be one of our first and preeminent demands?
You can just ditch it under a
sure. I mean, there's, I think a lot of demands. I bet you everybody in this crowd, she's got a newsletter.
Let prisoners out of jail.
Right.
No jail for pot.
We have no dearth of causes here.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be important for us to focus our energies on some real critical things. And it seems like taking big money out of the political aspect of our governing system could be an important step in a good direction.
Absolutely. That's the root of it all, is that the corporations own the governments, and of course they don't want change. They like things just the way they are. And somehow we have a situation where more people are out of work than ever, and taxes are lower than ever. But one of the main political parties, every one of their platforms is about how we should tax the rich less.
Yeah. What would you say about Citizens United in particular?
I think it's awful.
Yeah.
I think the Supreme Court has made so many terrible decisions, and they're always behind big business, always siding with business against people. And that's another reason why in a country where we only have two parties, you have to sometimes hold your nose and vote for the one that's going to at least going to appoint better Supreme Court justices, because that's the key to a lot of things. Let's not forget that Obama did appoint two pretty good Supreme Court justices who are trying to swing the balance a little more back to the center.
Do you think that we need a third party or additional parties in this country, or do you think that we can change the system from within the current structure?
I think the only way multiple parties would work in this country is if we had a parliamentary system, which we don't. We don't have a system like the European countries, where that's where multiple parties work. We don't form coalition governments. So I doubt if we're going to get a page one rewrite of the Constitution to make that happen. And as long as we have the system we have, I think we're always going to have to live with this two-party system. Third parties historically only draw votes away from the party you actually are favoring.
Right. Which is a problem in its own, obviously.
That is a problem in its own, but I think we have to pick one of them to go to bed with.
And then one last thing, I think I already asked it, but what would you say to the people? How do we rally them, truly get them off their couch, away from the TV, away from American Idol, and out on the streets? Right.
Well, I think that's happening. I think people are just fed up. And look, Americans love convenience.